So, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sludge Underground. Today, I've got with me one of, if I would not say like one of the most sort of influential people in the alternative music space for the last while. Pretty much any sort of cool media, anything that you've seen regarding events, any sort of cool after videos, music videos, even. Yeah, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Russell. I go by NotRussellCrow on Instagram. That's that.
I'm not Russell Crowe, a filmmaker who specializes in showcasing your musical talents.
I make after movies. I'm an editor for the most part, but then I have to actually go out and shoot what I want to edit.
I'm pretty sure I've asked you this like in the past, but the whole not Russell Crowe, where did that whole sort of thing come from? Like,
Like update it, just get something, and then I asked a few friends like for suggestions, and I ended up with Not Russell Crowe, like the actor, and then I stuck with that for a while, and then I decided to take the E out of Crow and make it the bird Crow, because I don't know, what if Russell Crowe comes to my house and wants to take some royalties or something?
sues you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my fear.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a weird space these days, like online. You never know who's kind of going to take what kind of liberties with any sort of, I don't know, like supposed infringement on their identity or their content. And you hear some wild stories out there of people suing people over quite frankly some ridiculous shit these days. And getting onto sort of what it is that you do, so you say that you make after movies and you predominantly do editing. Walk me through like what it is what you do.
Well, in 2019, I started by filming a Gallows show with my phone and then editing that, and then they liked it, and then they invited me back for another show, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. Essentially, I just try to get most of the set, like 30-40 minutes of recording. Once I'm home, I sit like an hour to 2 hours finding the spot in the music what I want to use, because it's usually just 1 minute, and then it's another like 10 not 10 like an hour or so just trying to figure out like how to properly transition from maybe the live sound or whatever to the song by using sound effects and mixing or whatever. Oh, and then my method of editing is funny because I don't really see a shot and I know exactly where to go. 50% of the time, maybe. Other times, I select all my shots and I put it on my timeline. I basically do a spook and plug method. So I would put a clip, like a bunch of clips, just on the timeline and play it through and see if something matches. If it doesn't match, I immediately take it out and I move it to the back of the queue, essentially. And I keep doing that until I have an edit filled out. It's a very weird method of doing it, but it keeps it fresh, I guess.
I feel like I have a similar approach to music. Like there's kind of like a feeling or a sensation that you get from it where it's if it works, it works, and you know it works. And it's really hard to like verbalize what that is. Are you working in that type of field? Like is like your what you do for work editing, or is that something that you've just that became like a passion project?
I was like 14 or something. And then, Brandon from Middle Grounds,
Yeah.
Bud's from like primary school. I just dragged him into like stupid little videos and edits. And then I went to study, majoring in editing because I wanted to be a film editor. Then I did some weddings. I worked at a post production house for editing. Yeah, mostly in the field, but I don't do as much editing nowadays. Currently, I'm a post-vis artist, post-visualization. It's essentially just, I would say, it's CG for movies, but just a crappier version of what you see in the final film. Because we essentially just do first passes and making sure the story works, and that gets handed off to the guys who does the actual final CGI.
So it's like kind of the sketch, like the skeleton type of deal.
Yeah, for like post-viz, we get the footage from client, and then we add CG characters, replace the backgrounds, clean up stuff. Like if there's markers on the people's faces, we take the markers out. And generally, our work is seen by general audiences who go for screenings to see if the movie works or not. And then the director can make changes where he needs to make changes.
And then you were saying like your first sort of like video was a Gallows show, and then how did that kind of like spiral into becoming kind of like the it dude for the alternative scene? So like that kind of just you went from there to just being your name was everywhere at one point.
Dude, that was such a weird moment because it happened in like 3-4 months. Brandon was still techie for Gallows. Yeah, a roadie, yeah. And then he invited me to one of the shows at the old Chenage, very small, very intimate. And then I just got a new phone and I wanted to test the camera. It's a crappy camera, but filmed it and edited it, and then yeah. So Gallows invited me back, and then Chase of Gallows has a Sony camera, so he said I can use the camera. So I just ended up going to like every show for the next few weekends, just filming their shows, improving my own craft. Then it was at Platteland, a few other video dudes, but he saw my one video of Gallows and he was really chuffed by it. And I think that's when people started noticing the work, which is cool. I moved to Cape Town just in 2020, so I couldn't film as much anymore. But I went to Cape Town just in time for Crown the Empire. So I filmed their set and did a quick video on those. And then I came back after COVID to Joburg, or like middle of COVID. And then I was living with Kyle of Middle Grounds, Human Nebula, all those bands. He's with Francho now. I was living with him and Gareth of Human Nebula and Marty of High Wraith and now Marshmallow. And then they knew Chris of Volvadinia pretty well. And then Chris was looking for someone to do a music video, and Kyle just reached out to me and asked if I can do the music video for Chris. I did that, and then I did a music video for Wandile for his solo project called Cryoplegia. And then it kind of just went. I ended up with like, I think 20 music videos in the 1 year, which was a bit insane, yeah.
Yeah, shit, that's a lot of work.
I think it was just over like a year and a half, maybe.
That's mad. That's actually
Yeah.
that is a lot. That's a lot to get under your belt in like a year and a half. Because you were working on like what 2 music videos like a month basically. Like
yeah, because at some point after COVID, well, after I came back to Joburg, I worked at the company I worked before doing wedding videos. And then there was a weird stint where COVID was rising again. I don't know. Is it fine you talking about COVID like openly like this nowadays? I have no idea.
yeah, 100%. We've had lots of conversations about it. Yeah, especially with how much impacted that whole community.
Yeah, and then there was a weird. They said they can't pay me for like a few weeks, or there's going to be some downtime. I'm going to scale down for a bit, and I just put my resignation in. Then I started doing music videos full time, and that's essentially how I got to do so many in such a short amount of time.
Other than like Volvadinia and Londile's solo project, who were some of the other guys that you did music videos for?
Yeah, I have I just have a playlist on my YouTube where I just link them all. Well, it's Volvadinia. After I did Cryoplegia, they asked me to do the Volvadinia music video called Disconnect.
Oh yeah, I fucking love that video actually.
It's the one of the phones. And everyone's like, "Yo, why on your phone if the song is about getting off your phone?" It was so funny. Okay, yeah. So they're not really an audio, but anyways, I did Human Nebula. I did 2 music videos for them since then. I did a music video for Son of Old. The drummer is also is Tom from Volvadinia. I think they're from Cape Town, Son of Old. Did a music video for Sinners, which is Duncan's like trap metal band. And then a few more Volvadinia music videos. And then Ross Harding, He's in the UK now. And then Middle Ground, Sunken State, Joy Club Cassidy Cassidy, 1030 Strikes, and then Meal Vignetting. Yeah, I think that's majority of them.
That's quite like a repertoire, and it's also like a cool sort of there isn't like a common sort of ground between all of them. Like they're all wildly different artists. Like it's not just one sort of like you would have to obviously accommodate your style of filming and editing to accommodate those artists' style of music. So it's not like you were doing it for like one specific genre.
Yeah, if I could have done a bit wider genre, I would have. It's just everyone in the metals community was messaging me. And then every now and again there was someone from like a different thing, genre messaging me, and I kind of just fizzled out. And then one Afrikaans artist, and I just can't stand Afrikaans music. So sorry to that person.
Nothing
I grew up
personal. I
on a
just hate everything you do.
yeah.
Like,
I grew up on a farm, and there was just so Afrikaans, and I hated it. Did not enjoy it.
and then like something you wanted to talk about as well was Liz. You're slowly but surely taking a step back from the scene at this point in time, or not necessarily from the scene itself, but you're taking a step back from the filming and the editing side of it.
Yeah,
And
for the most part, I just over the last year, since I got my new job, I've been focusing on that so much that I realized I haven't been able to give a lot of time to like actually filming or music videos or live shows, and it bothered me for a bit because I was like, I worked so hard to get here. I'm not doing it anymore as much. But I've come to realize that was just a part of my journey, I guess. I've met great people along the way, and then I just want to basically put it out there for myself just to say that I won't be holding myself down about it. I'm waiting for new, fresh blood to enter the scene to do what I did and make their own stamp on the scene, video wise at least. We got Midnight Energy now, but it seems like they're more focused on the story documentary aspect of it, where I was just the chaotic motion craziness of it. And I feel like there needs to be someone else to also try and fill that, especially if I'm not available for stuff. Because yeah, I had a fun time, and I think someone else who would come into the scene trying it would also have a fun time and meet great new people.
yeah, because like it creates a gap, especially if there's just one person like kind of doing it. I mean, for you as a creative, if you're the only one doing it, who are you like? What is the measure of your success? What is the measure of you like comparing how much you've grown if you're the only one doing it? I think that might be a personal view on my side, but it's not to say comparing yourself to someone else, but you do want to see that the people around you are doing interesting things as well and seeing like their take on what it is you're doing as well. And like I think we had a chat about that this was not on camera though, but that we were talking about Dizzy Kaki and how
Yeah,
they just kind of like disappeared. And I'm actually super curious about that. And I want to go and speak to some people and see
yeah.
if they knew.
The last thing I know, he did a music video for Joy Club. I forgot the song's name. Um, I was in that music video because I was before I actually knew Kyle. Funny enough, and then I think that's the last thing he did, and then I think maybe a Ramfest after movie, and then he's just gone. And he did really cool stuff. And yeah, it's like I
Yeah.
said, I just didn't want to just be gone, and then everyone's like, "Where is this guy?"
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
100%.
but I am currently just while I have a little downtime, I'm going back to all the Vakken edits from 2024, and I'm editing like short after movies for each band, just so they have something, and so that I can get it out of my system for the most part. I'm mostly doing it for myself, just to because I do enjoy editing. I just don't get a lot of time nowadays, and I feel like if I'm being asked to do it or even offered money to do it, I feel like it's dirty and I don't want to do it. Because this whole thing started out as a hobby for me, and then eventually it became a job because I had to get money. And I think that just I didn't enjoy that much. Because then the hobby wasn't just a hobby anymore.
Yeah. That just became more of a business than anything else.
Yeah, I also I have a logo, but I never really went deep into branding because I didn't want to like be that.
Like, would you say that it's kind of more like, you did it because you enjoyed editing a certain way, you enjoyed making things look a certain way, and when it's a business and people are paying you, it does kind of take away from your creative freedom and your ability to, like, just, they want something specific and they might not necessarily like or want what you're doing or what you would instinctively do. I'm not sure if that's something that contributes to it.
No, I think if the people who approach me know what they're getting. I think I really hate planning. If
I've
I
never
can, like
related to anything more in my life.
live shows, live shows, I rock up. Okay, the band starts at 8. Okay, I film the band. I go home. I edit. 2 days, they have the video. Music video. Okay, it's planning. Okay, it's finding a location. Okay, it's trying to find a location you don't have to pay for. It's getting props, getting potential actors involved, all that jazz. I'm not a fan of. In university, I did not like producing, a subject called producing, and obviously, I still don't like producing, so I just do editing and filming. So it's not really that I have to change my ways of editing because I've done that before. I've done some commercials with Capital Collective. They mostly do behind the scenes stuff, but I've edited a bit for them. So I know how to change my style. It's just the planning.
No, man, I'm a fan of your work, like 100%. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a video of yours that I haven't actually thoroughly enjoyed and how you've done it.
That's good.
So it's, and
Happy.
I would argue that a lot of your work has been key at drawing people in, like, especially with a band like Middle Grounds, for example. Like, you've done a lot of, like, filming for Middle Grounds of shows and stuff like that, and music videos. And Middle Grounds marketed themselves to a lot of new people. They brought them a lot of new people in, and that work that was done for them, that energy, their energy, who they are and how they are on stage, is so well conveyed in how you've shot and edited it, that it would draw more people in. And I think a lot of South African artists specifically underestimate how much that type of media helps
Yeah,
in bringing
no,
in
definitely.
people. Because if something looks cool and it looks like a vibe, like, you're gonna get FOMO. You're gonna want to go see what that is. Like, I wanted to go to Misty Waters because of Dizzy Kaki, if I'm not mistaken. Like, like, if I'm not mistaken, he did a whole bunch of videos for Misty Waters, or it
Yeah,
was
I think so.
was it Misty Waters? It was something. It was some kind of festival,
I
and
know
I
you did
remember seeing,
Ram Fest.
and I was like, bro, I want to go to this festival. I want to play this. This looks sick. And yeah, like, it's definitely something, like, that more people should be getting involved in. And then, like you said, you just took a phone one day. You just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna go film a band. I'm gonna edit it. What's stopping you from doing that? Like, like, what's stopping anyone from doing that? If you're gonna be shit, you're gonna be shit, like, at first, but just do it for the funsies. You
Yeah,
might
no,
actually be really good at it.
actually, before I took my phone for the Gallows show, I went to a different Gallows show, and then I also was handed the camera, and didn't know what I was doing, because I was like kind of asked to do it, and I was like stressing. So for the majority of that show, I was on stage with the guys, and I don't think I filmed anything good. Um, so yeah, the thing where I filmed my phone was for myself. I was not really happy with work, so I just wanted to like do something fun.
And then look, that just spiraled into something entirely else, like, into a whole new opportunity.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's absolutely batshit. Like, it's one of my favorite. Like, honestly, I didn't know that's how you got involved, and I actually love it so much.
I think it's all like, if I have to thank some people, it's Brandon because he was deep in the metal scene while I was busy studying, and then he like constantly invited me. And then Kyle because he also like he gave my name out for music videos, and then just Facing the Gallows because they were there for like majority of it, just helping me figure out how I edit, which is cool.
It's actually mad, like, how much of a linchpin, like, Gallows is for a lot of people. Like,
Gallows is
especially, like,
great.
like in the South African metal scene, like a lot of guys can just tie back something to Gallows, which is like that's a legacy, man. Like that's you dream about leaving something like that behind, you know.
Yeah, I think Gallows is my favorite band. Just period.
Brother, thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with me today. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, it's not Russell Crow. I think it's one word, and Crow is the bird, and then Russell with two L's, two S's. On Facebook, it's not Russ Crow, and then YouTube is also not Russell Crow. I don't post there. I just usually add videos to the playlist. And then yeah, if there is any like young or like I say young, but I mean any new videographers, editors, whatever, want to get into the thing and they need like tips or advice, they can reach out to me because I don't mind sharing the info I have. Because why be selfish?
Yeah, Ben, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you have a fantastic Saturday, man.
Thank you. You too, man.
A wreck at the bottom of a